Can't hear the commercials, dude.
He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor, and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit them online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
Hi, this is Terry Crews, actor, former football player, game show host, father of 5, and all-around big dude. I'm also an expert on drama. I know all kinds of drama. There's the good kind that comes with having a house full of kids. There's the bad kind like season-ending injuries. There's the necessary kind like having an agent in Hollywood. And there's silly drama, like the drama around my percolating pectorals. And then there's the drama you can skip.
Skip the drama that comes with not having your high school diploma or equivalency. Find free adult education classes near you and finish your high school diploma. Visit finishyourdiploma.org.
Or text diploma to 97779. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. That's diploma to 97779. And leave the drama to actors like me.
Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes?
How could he do this to you? And for Sheila, she has split ends.
B, console her?
Oh, sweetie, this is going to happen a lot. 4, maybe 5 more times before you get married.
C, take charge.
Got to get this all straightened out. Give a little talking to, man to man, mano a mano. Hey, Steve. It's now a good time. Okay, no problem. Bye.
Or D, help her find a new boyfriend.
I know a great place to meet boys. The internet. Nice, single boys. Never mind. How about some ice cream?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on how you can adopt, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
This is you over 30.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network. The Nimble with Numbers team presents Chalked Blocked with Bo Big Time McBrayer.
I gotta know what a $5 shake tastes like.
That's hot. That's hot.
I want winning, folks. You don't know diddly.
And his partner, Scott Stack Simpson.
Do you know who I am?
Trying to put Tiger Bomb on this jungle's nuts.
That's cute. I remember when I had my first beer.
I gotta catch a glimpse of these warlocks. Let's make a move. Let's make a move. Let's make a move.
Welcome to Chalk Blocked on the Worldwide Sports Radio Network, the world's sexiest DFS show for now. That is Scott Simpson, not so fat Patrick, and of course I'm Bo, still rather big time McBrayer. And we're Nimble with Numbers team. We're completely dedicated helping you, our subscribers, win big at DFS, especially when it comes to football. What do you think, Scott? What are we doing tonight? We talking hand size? What's your 40 time? What's your shuttle? You doing cones? Are we drinking beers? What's going on, Scott?
You want to talk about my shuttlecock? Is that what you're alluding to, my friend?
Badminton, yeah. I've been playing some badminton back in the day.
I'll give you my backhand if you want. I think we're talking everything football related, draft related, all the measurables, all the intangibles, all the things you want to get your hands wrapped around. And on Sunday, people having trouble getting their hands wrapped around because they're bigger, stronger, faster than everybody else. I think we got a hell of a show. I appreciate the show sheet you sent out. You put not so Fitzpatrick anymore. I have lost a little bit of weight. I appreciate that. It's very nice. I'm sexing it up a little bit. I got a new shirt too. Shout out the club Top Shot over there. My man Pete Overzet today is selling $1,400 man's coins, NFT man's coins, only 1,400. Just get that 69, 0.69, ETH. And you're good to go. So I'm excited. It's Friday night. I have no money on the man's coin. I got a free one last summer. I'm keeping that one, and I'm happy. How are you doing, man? How's my man, big time McBrayer doing?
Well, it's been a good day. I mean, I came back from work this week. I came back to work this week from a 10-day vacation. I was this close, and I mean this close to not coming back. And I told my boss, because he came back from vacation the same day on Wednesday. Hey, how you doing? Welcome back. I was like, welcome back. I was this close to not coming back. And he chuckled at first, and I was like, this close. And then he was like, oh, he's dead serious. But yeah, I played 3 rounds of golf in 10 days, and I got to drink some whiskey with my brother-in-law who was in town it was a good time, baby.
Dude, that sounds excellent. I love that you got to do some golfing and you got to drink some whiskey. I have not golfed in years. And I heard that, were you shooting under 90? Is that what you're in the 90s right now?
I'm in the mid-80s. I did break 90 on the third round. Wind was blowing 20, 30 miles an hour. And I just happened to put it all together. And apart from a couple of holes, I was playing pretty well. And I shot 89 in the wind. So, I mean, I'll take that because, I mean, my days in the 70s, unless I start playing really, really regularly again, those are behind me. I'm not going to shoot in the 70s like I did in college. But the 80s, I'll take that.
It's hard to get back to that stud status. Speaking of studs, last week on our show, we had Jordan Vanek on, and we ran a promotion that, you had to subscribe to our channel, the Nimble W Numbers YouTube channel, and the winner got themselves a money hat. So Jordan Vanek actually is the winner. He was the one who was chosen, who subscribed. I know. Congratulations, Mr. Vanek. Hope you are doing well at work tonight. If you're not in the chat, this is yours. It's coming your way. I'm going to send you a DM. I'm so excited. This hat is fire. I'm going to model it real quick, and you guys just see how sexy it is. Real quick, hold on.
Yeah.
There we go. I mean, I look good with my hair. I don't want to, but for the hat, I'll do it.
I have a very close personal relationship with the creator of Hotbox. He's me.
He's you.
And that's a fire hat. I do think it's a little fishy that our guest last week won the giveaway, but not only did he subscribe to the YouTube channel, Nimble W Numbers, he probably downloaded the app WWSRN on the App Store or the Play Store, and I know he placed an order for one of everything on the BigTimeFlavorCode.com website. And he just got those today. So I'm hoping the hot box isn't a little too spicy for our young friend from Florida.
I think he's going to love it. And he's going to have this new hat as well coming his way. Brand new. The one that I'm going to give him is in the box. This is mine. I love this hat. So, but please do subscribe, to the Nimble W Numbers YouTube channel. We'll definitely put that in the chat. And then if you haven't, please download the Worldwide Sports Radio Network app. You can get us anywhere in real time across the world. You're in Dubai, you're in China, you're somewhere You can listen to us. There's no barriers. There's no you're not available on YouTube because you're in another country and there's nothing. You can always get us. So please
demand,
download.
baby. We're
It's
on
free.
demand. You can have me whenever you want, guys. Anytime.
And you know what? You can also have this summer coming up, maybe even in the spring. I'm not sure when it is. The Worldwide Sports Radio Network is going to be doing a New York Minute. It's a contest where you've got 7 questions in a minute. You can't look anything up on your phone. You got to just boom, 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 sports every day to win prizes. I can't wait for that. That's something to be on the app for because you can get those. If you know sports and you're into being able to spend 1 minute a day trying to win prizes, it's super easy. So I'm excited about that.
I'm really mad about that. I'm angry about that, to be honest. I'm angry because I'm not eligible to win, and I would dominate that contest.
I know we're not eligible to win. We can't do it because we're on the team. So
I'm mad. I'm angry about that.
You know what? We got to transfer that anger into a little draft review, preview, pro day. What do we think? We're talking the NFL draft. It's less than a month away. It's I think it's 26 days away, if counting tomorrow. I mean, it's close. It's so close. So I'm going to let my man Bo jump in here and kind of talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly. So let's start with the good.
Cliche. It's awful cliche to segment it like that, but I'm a guy who loves cliches. I will overuse the crap out of these little. A worn hat. That's a good idea. Maybe send George down in Florida the one that's not used, Scott.
Oh no, this one's mine. I'm not the one that's used is not used. It's in a box sealed. So what happened is that this one was lost at sea. The post office lost it, and then the gracious owners of Viridian Global, they sent me a brand new one in the box. And then as soon as that happened, the post office was like, "Oh, this gate key." Look at this gate key. Yeah, we have that gate key. And they gave me my regular hat back. So I got this. I've been wearing it. And then the new one came, didn't even open it. So it's brand new, never been opened. I'm just going to slap his address on, boom, send it to him. He's getting a brand new hat. So congratulations, Mr. Vanek. Love you. Hopefully we see you again here again. But anyway, so let's get into it. Let's get into
rookies.
The rookies, the good. Well, let's talk about it. What were some of the rookies that stood out for you?
I mean, I don't know if there's something in the water or they painted the lines on the field shorter for LSU's pro day, but their wide receivers looked really good. And that's already DBU, and their DBs are pretty good. They're not quite up to the level this year that they have been in years, but those 2 stud wide receivers for LSU, we're talking Jamar Chase. Woo, he's so good. And Terrace Marshall Jr. We're talking 2 big time wide receivers. Especially Chase. Chase as a stud sophomore last year. He had a massive season with Joe Burrow, 20 touchdowns. He opted out 2020 for COVID. If you have 20 touchdowns, I'm sitting on my butt too. Come and get me, NFL. Come and get me. You got all the tape you want, catching balls from an NFL quarterback in Joe Burrow. And it's so nice to see a guy like that run a 4.4, sub 4.4 40-yard dash. And 40 times don't matter a lot, but they confirm what we saw on tape. And that's what I saw on tape from Jamar Chase all season long, was him just dominating pretty good caliber defensive backs in the SEC all season long. And we're talking at a historical pace. That offense was his to really just take off. Justin Jefferson took second fiddle in many of those games to the younger Jamar Chase.
So here's a question. You talked about the lines being painted. I've seen a lot of people calling into question all of the pro day data, all of it, and just saying, it's with a grain of salt. It's a little bit off. So, but let's talk about the 40 times for Jamar Chase. He ran a 4.34. And then Terrace Marshall ran a 4.4, so 600ths off of those are blazing speeds, blazing. We're talking like the top, 99 percentile, so the 1% of elite athletes can run that speed, even in the NFL. So, what is that? Is that going to? Are we sound on that? Are we? Is that a little bit off? How do we feel about these numbers?
Even if it is a little off, we're talking about hundredths of a second. And we're talking about guys that look fast on tape. Jamar Chase didn't look like a burner on tape, but he looked quick enough. He was pulling away from guys. He was busting angles against very talented SEC corners and safeties. And Then you see them run the 40-yard dash, which, I mean, it's just an audition. They're all wearing spandex. They're practically wearing Spanx. They're wearing tight everything. They got their track shoes on, not the football cleats, no pads, not holding the football. They're not juking guys out. We're just seeing, okay, how fast can they get to max speed? How quickly can they get to that max speed? And just staying in that track stance. I mean, that's the guys that run the fast 40s trained for like a 100-meter dash, or they keep the same kind of outlook where you stay low, you stay driving the knees, stay low until the very end, and you explode through the finish line. And you can tell, like the guys at Penn State, the defensive guys, the bigger defensive guys at Penn State, they ran that 40 like they were running a track meet. And that's what you have to do if you want that big time that the NFL scouts are going to go, whoa, let me go look at that tape again. I mean, for guys like Chase, it's just from what we already saw. For guys like the defensive players and your tight ends like Kyle Pitts, it's just going to make people's mind explode because you're like, how does a guy that big run 40 yards that fast? And it's technique. It's a lot of technique, and it's, of course, God-given ability. I mean, they're all but Terrace Marshall is the one that helped himself the most because he's one of the bigger body wide receivers in this class at 6'3" and 210, I think. He's not one of the many guys that are 5'9", 5'10", or even shorter that are running in at 200 pounds, and you expect those guys to be fleet of foot. You expect those guys to be blazing fast to get up to full speed within 2 or 3 steps. And when they run 4.34 like Chase did, like, yeah, that's what he's supposed to do. And he's a top 5 pick. He's a top 10 pick for sure. But I think Marshall is moving up. Marshall's moving up because a lot of these teams aren't looking for those little guys that run the slot or the gadget plays. They're looking for the burners that can get up and leap and body guys in the secondary. Your contested balls, your post patterns where you're going to have to show a little bit of muscle. And Terrace Marshall having that plus the 4.40, his stock is rising.
Oh, big time. Yeah, he is one of the more, I was going to talk about risers and fallers. He's somebody who is on the rise. He wasn't being mentioned in that first day conversation. I don't think he'll be in the first day, but he wasn't even in that. They would not even thought. Now they're talking about second round. I love that for him. We'll see. Here's somebody who we know is going to be a first round, probably a top 10 pick. I mean, maybe the 5th pick, maybe 6th pick. You mentioned him. Kyle Pitts ran a 4.44. And so even if it's off a little bit because it's home cooking or whatever, we're talking about a guy who is not 6'2" and a half, like, Marshall. He's 6'5" and a half, and he's 245. Wingspan, contested catch in the middle. This guy is going to be a monster. For me, the comp that I gave him was Tony Gonzalez. That's the kind of athlete he kind of reminds me of. Just bigger, faster, stronger, more athletic, more agile.
To the second faster than Tony G was.
Yeah, and he's way faster too. Like this guy is this guy's a wide receiver, is what he is, and he makes DK Metcalf look light. Like it's like a DK light. Is what DK is, because this guy, maybe not muscular wise, but just how big he is as a target downfield. And that's what you really want. And so I love him, and I cannot wait to see who gets him. If Atlanta gets him, I mean, honestly, Atlanta should get a quarterback. If they're moving on from Matt Ryan, they'd be kind of, I think they should get a quarterback. But
Atlanta if they get him, needs an offensive tackle.
They need so many things, bro. They need a quarterback, an offensive tackle.
They need defense badly.
Yeah,
but,
man.
At the top of the draft at number 4, I'm expecting Atlanta to trade back. They have too much leverage in that spot to not take of it, especially with, Matt Ryan has locked up for 1 year for sure, 2 years most likely. His 3rd year is the opt-out year where they don't really have to pay him. They can cut him or trade him. But the Matt Ryan thing solidifies that quarterback position. So they're going to have to either reach for a Trey Lance or somebody like that and then hope they land somebody good in the later rounds for making their team better this year, or they're going to have to take a position of need, and I don't think they need any receiving talent. Hayden Hurst is a capable tight end. He's a better blocker than Kyle Pitts. Pitts is more of a wide receiver than a tight end anyway, but you can't ignore the weaponry. If you have Calvin Ridley, Julio Jones, and Kyle Pitts, we're talking Matt Ryan's going to drool his face off the first preseason game. He's be like, I want to play the first quarter. I want to stay out there, guys.
Can I restructure my contract?
I can. I'm only 37.
I'm a young 30.
Brady's 6 years older than me. Look at him.
Right. Look at me. I haven't been hit that many times. No. Well, those are wide receivers that have really done a great job. Let's talk about somebody who, I was impressed with him. There's been, a little controversy with Dan Orlovsky talking just kind of wild out of his, what. Let's talk about Justin Fields. What have you seen? I know you've been looking at tape. You've been analyzing, not highlights, tape. People, we want to make sure everyone knows we're not just highlight watching. I think there's been a little issue too in the community where analytics people and tape people and numbers people. There's a lot of infighting currently. This always happens during the season where
you got nothing else to talk about.
No, right. People are just chomping at the bit to kind of fight with each other. I would just say Dan Orlovsky though caught a lot of heat for just going over those trite, contrived, stereotypes about black quarterbacks that have been kind of thrown out there, not doing a great job, not the first guy in, not the last guy out. Kind of these things we've heard over the years to kind of tired gatekeeping. And then he went back and actually talked to the people who coached Justin Fields and got a different story and changed his narrative. So, Dan Orlovsky, not a fan of his, but I am a fan of Justin Fields. What have you seen from him that gets you excited about his prospects?
He performed incredibly well. Just about every game. He had two kind of iffy games against Northwestern and Indiana, but he was still pretty darn good. Against those two top 5 defenses in college. The Big Ten was no joke this year. Justin Fields looked great all season long.
Yeah,
he looked amazing against Clemson, and he broke his 2 lower ribs and bruised his hip up. Came back like a warrior. This guy is so talented, and he's got next level written all over him. He runs a 4.4 in the 40, which just says, we knew he was fast. He's just really fast. We're talking the second fastest 40 time for a quarterback in history. We're talking he's like right up there with RG3 in 40 times for a quarterback. And so if you combine that with his cannon arms, like we saw that in that national championship game, dropping a dime to Olave 65 yards in the air. The guy is just the total package. I don't think he's quite got the pedigree that Trevor Lawrence has, but Justin Fields is right there. And I would say he's the quarterback 2 in this class by pretty good margin over the other 3 behind him and Lawrence. I kind of like Mac Jones's profile as a passer. He's not as athletically gifted, but I mean, Zach Wilson looks to me like a rich man's Johnny Manziel. He's got the swagger, he's got the talent, but he just screams soft to me. Like he just doesn't have the mental makeup. When I watch him play, it was against terrible competition. I mean, the worst competition you could probably get in Division I for defensive quality. And he only had 1 good year. He started since he was a freshman. He looked okay. And then this year he blew up and he looks great, but it's no comparison. You look at what Justin Fields did with broken ribs against Clemson of all teams. And then you look at Zach Wilson, whose best defense he played was what? I don't even know. Utah.
Right. Yeah. Air Force.
And Air Force. We're talking great performance against bad defenses. Yeah. And so you expect a guy like that to get a lot of fanfare. And so I think if the Jets pick him at number 2, they're going to be jetsing. They're going to be saying, hey, we're getting rid of – I think Sam Darnold's better than Zach Wilson by a pretty wide margin. He's only 23. I think Wilson's 22. We're not looking at a very different product, except Darnold's going into his 3rd professional season with probably by far the most talent he's ever had around him and definitely the best coaching he's ever had around him. So, I mean, if I'm the Jets GM, I'm saying Darnold's our guy because unless we're planning on taking Justin Fields and trading Darnold for a ransom, why would we get Wilson? Wilson's the same guy.
Right. Well, I like Justin Fields, and I think comp because quarterbacks are very unique, but he's me a little bit of Russell Wilson in the fact that he can move in the pocket. He's got that cannon arm to go downfield. He's faster than Russell Wilson. That's the thing is he actually not tougher necessarily, but he wouldn't. I mean, Russell Wilson hangs out in the pocket a little too long. Oftentimes, I'm like, why are you? Oh, come on, man.
Fields
so I think
is a burner.
Yeah, he's fast. So a little bit different than. But that's kind of if you put RG3 and maybe a little bit of Russell Wilson's downfield ability with the vision. Maybe there's a comp there, but I mean, he's raw too. So he's got a little bit of growth ahead of him. I like Mac Jones as the most pro-ready quarterback out of those two, between him and Fields, and then Lawrence as well. But I mean, he to me reminds me of like a stronger Colt McCoy, like somebody who knows the system, has got a great touch pass. Not that he can't fire it in there, but he's not Josh Allen. He's not taking people's heads off in the secondary with his laser beams. He knows what the plays are. He's a game manager. So I'm interested to see what he does, but I'm not excited for him necessarily this year. So that's just
and it's a quarterback is the most landing spot dependent position by a long shot.
100%. Well, speaking of landing spots, there are two wide receivers out of Alabama. Have you ever heard of that place? Nick Saban, those guys. Yeah, you got Devonta Smith and Jalen Waddle. Different wide receivers. Both are slight compared to the bigger bodied wide receivers, but they're both very strong, very fast, and ridiculously fast, I should say. So what do you think about both of these players? Waddle coming off of missing some time with the ankle injury last year. How do you size them up, and what do you think are some landing spots potentially for them that would be impactful in fantasy?
Well, first of all, both of them are better than Henry Ruggs was. They were better than him last year. Maybe not as many flashy plays in the primetime games, but if you watched every Alabama game from last year, Jalen Waddle and Devonta Smith jumped off the page just as much, if not more, than Henry Ruggs. Devonta Smith won the Heisman. He scored a crap load of touchdowns. He made all kinds of talented corners just eat his dust. We're talking J.C. Horn got toasted by him a couple times in that South Carolina game. And J.C. Horn's my favorite guy to go to Dallas at number 10. And so I'm looking at Devonta Smith going anywhere and just making an immediate impact. Where he's a smart player. He's extremely quick off the snap. You say you can jam him because he's so light. Good luck touching the fool. I haven't seen a guy jam him yet. Like, not one guy has jammed him in college. And so I'm going to guess that if in the off chance they're trying to press cover him, that they're going to get toasted like Tyreek Hill does. And then Waddle he's ridiculous. He's super fast. We're talking downfield. He's a lot like Will Fuller to me. Waddle is fast, explosive. He's not that big, but he's also so explosive that you have to respect everything he does. You have to honor that speed every play. You have to honor his yard after the catch ability because he's such a prolific punt returner too. So get the ball in his hands. Any offense, you get the ball in either one of these guys' hands. And there's a reason why they were starters for the University of Alabama. They're good. They're really good, and they're pro-ready.
Yeah, 100% pro-ready, and I can't wait to see what the return game looks like, for Jalen Waddle. That guy is – my comp is maybe not as stout Tyreek Hill. You know what I mean? Like, Tyreek Hill is just – he's compact. Like, he's not – he's just a little bit more thick. And so, speaking of hand size, we'll talk about that later. Let's see. But anyway, we are up against the break. Look, we're just rolling. The first 30 minutes are done. We're gonna come back. That is a tease. We're gonna talk hand size. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. And Bo also is gonna let you know where you can get when we come back, where you can get some of this. And this is the juice right here. This is the hot box. This is good stuff. We're they say the stuff that the kids go for. So we're going to get into that when we get back too. So thanks for checking us out here on Chalk Blocked. We will be back after this word from your local station.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Take a look under your bed. Find stuff under there? What about jobs? No? Now try your basement. There's a pair of overalls that overall you're not so into anymore. A perfectly good laptop that hasn't sat in your lap in months. And even more stuff, but still no jobs? Well, you really have both. See, stuff is defined as household articles considered as a group. Sometimes this stuff is no longer needed. Wait, no longer needed? That can't be right. Because remember those jobs you were looking for? Those are really needed. And they're the stuff inside your stuff. Even inside that winter coat that moved with you to Phoenix. Our job is to unlock those jobs. And it starts when you donate your stuff to your local Goodwill. Here's how we do it. When you donate to Goodwill, we sell your stuff to provide job training for people right here in your community. So just by teaming up with Goodwill, you help create jobs. And isn't that worth parting with the leftover guitar from your 80s cover band? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but you've left me no choice. I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is really serious, and lately you seem to really not care. I've been there for you since day one, and I know you think I'm going to keep ticking. But no, my friend, I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to the good times, when we were more active and ate more healthy foods, and you checked on me every once in a while? Is that too much to ask? I don't want to leave, but unless you stop ignoring me, what else am I supposed to do? Remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Doing the minimum to control your high blood pressure isn't doing enough. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get your blood pressure to a healthy range before it's too late. Find out how at heart.org/blood pressure. Check, change, control. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Seituha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu Karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-965-3900, or visit him online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Actually, we'll be interviewing as a team. We're here to shit up.
Now back to Chalk Blocked with Bo and Scott.
Check it out, y'all. Now rocking with the best.
Welcome back to Chalk Blocked. We're talking about rookies. We're going to talk about hand size. Rookies in 2021. We got a class that's good, bad, and ugly. Yeah, we're going cliched approach. Scott, we were getting into the bad, weren't we?
Ooh, yeah. And we were talking. The bad is kind of not so great. I don't think it's just terrible bad. I mean, the ugly is ugly, but the bad is kind of meh. We had high expectations for a few of these friends, but one before we get to the bad though, I just wanted to say, where do you stand on Rondale Moore? He is somebody who is polarizing because he hasn't played, he's been out, and so some people are saying, well, we haven't seen him for a while. Other people are saying freak, just freak. And I understand why they're saying that, looking at some of his measurables, some of the things he's done. Where do you stand on Rondale Moore?
I think he's going to be a solid football player. I don't know how relevant he'll be for fantasy, however. We're talking about a guy who's 5'7", 180. He's built like a tank. Like he squats 600 pounds. He runs a 4.3 something 40. He jumps out of the building. Well, you better jump out of the building when you're 5'7" going into the NFL. You're at a pretty distinct disadvantage height wise, so you better be able to leap. He's got all the fancy measurables that you're looking for to hype him up. It's going to really depend on where he goes and how well they utilize him. If they don't highlight his abilities as a runner with the ball or his short yard route running, then he might disappear a lot like we saw Mecole Hardman disappear at times. It's just going to come down to usage. If the teams aren't willing to use him, we really shouldn't be able to trust him in fantasy football. I hope I'm wrong, but I want to see that kind of guy get the ball a lot.
Yeah. No, I think he needs to go into a system where he is the wide receiver 2 or the kind of the third down running back almost in a way. Like he is that guy that Curtis Samuel-esque.
Yeah.
So
I want to see him get that Curtis Samuel usage though. What got Curtis Samuel? Hey, I know that guy.
I know that guy.
Yeah, Curtis Samuel last year got himself paid by Washington because of how explosive he looked for Carolina. They gave him a role in the Carolina offense with Joe Brady calling the plays. Said, "Hey, we got ourselves a Swiss Army knife here. He's not the biggest guy, but he's really fast. He's really quick. He can catch the deep ball. He's not as small as Rondale Moore, but he might just be less athletic, which is scary because Curtis Samuel's a freak athlete too."
Right.
We're talking about usage. It's going to come down to what coordinator gets his hands on him and what he's willing to do with him.
Yeah. No, I like him. I think he is boom or bust, and I love him in DFS. If you can get him on a nice little DFS heater. Last year we had some of us had talked about the Henry Ruggs explosion that never happened. So maybe the Rondale Moore explosion will never happen, but I do think it will come. It'll be games where he kind of gets unleashed, but I don't think for fantasy wise he's going to be somebody you start right away, or I think you have to kind of see where he goes and what the usage is. But I do like him. I think he's a sneaky little play there that could be a moneymaker in the future. Just somebody high.
He's gonna be really fun.
Oh yeah, really a lot of fun. So okay, good. I appreciate that. That was one of the guys. And by the way, it's Najee, not Najee. I don't know why people call him Najee. Yeah, it's Najee. Najee. Come on, it's just really easy. So he was clarifying that, and we're gonna make sure we get everybody's name right here. Tell us, we'll fix it. It's important to say people's name right. That's actually one of the most important things we learn as teachers is to value each person and how their name is pronounced. So you don't pronounce it your way, you learn it. And I've learned names from all over the world, and they say, here's the American way. And I say, no, tell me the real way. I want the way that your mom and dad say it, so that you are being authentic, feeling authentic.
That's something we also have in common, Scott.
Yeah.
I obviously work in the hearing care industry, and I have clients from all over the world. And I got my degree in international relations. And so one of the little bar party tricks that I learned over the years is I can look at somebody's name on paper or hear them say it, and I know where that name comes from. Like I can pinpoint to a country, like, oh, that name is Croatian or Serbian or Indian or Bangladeshi. I can even tell the difference there. Chinese, Japanese, Korean. Like I can look at a name and say, oh, that. Like I impressed one of my clients the other day. She was from Ethiopia. And I saw the name and I was like, oh, is that Ethiopian? And she's like, yeah. How the heck did you know that? And I said, it's just one of the tricks that I learned over the years. It's the one thing I can hang my hat on with having my bachelor's in international relations is I can tell where you're from, baby.
But Bo knows. That's the thing. If you don't know the thing about Bo, that he actually knows. So I think it's just it's part and parcel to who you are. Most of the time. Well, so getting into the now to like the not so great, because we do have to get to that a little bit. I had high hopes for Rashad Bateman. I have him in a Devy league. I really saw a lot of great contested catches on the edge, in the corners, living out there. The pro days and stuff. I've seen mixed reviews. I saw some people say, solidify, just top, 20 pick, and the other people just say, a swing and a miss. A swing and a miss. So what are you thinking here? What are you thinking here with Rashad?
I mean, other than the honey, I shrunk the gopher effect, where he's suddenly 20 pounds and 2 inches shorter than they listed him at. That's not his fault. That's Minnesota's PR guy or whoever wrote the programs. They always said he was 6'2", 210 or 211, and he measures out 6 foot and 3/8 and under 200 pounds or just over 200 pounds and 190 something. It's like, that's a little bit concerning when we thought he was a certain build and he's not that build in reality. As for his ability on the field, I'm not afraid one bit. He's up there in the top 5 wide receivers, pretty solid for me. And this is a very, very good deep receiver class. So I'm not concerned whatsoever. Rashad Bateman is one of the best pro-ready wide receivers in this class. He's an expert route runner. He's got incredible hands. We're talking probably the best hands in this class, and that's saying a lot because this class is loaded with wide receivers.
Yeah.
But Bateman on tape is impressive. He's impressive.
I saw a little, Desmond Howard talking about how this class of wide receivers might be one of the best. Class
and last year was too.
And last year was excellent as well.
Last year and this year are the two of the shining examples of the best wide receiver classes we might ever see in a long time. Where as far as depth, we're talking this class might have 10 guys who will get starting time in the league year one.
Yeah. Well, last year was the robust running back. This year, we don't have as many running back candidates. So we're going to be looking more for fantasy, for DFS, other purposes, to the wide receiver this year. So look for some of those breakouts. In this section, I do like Rashad Bateman. Chuba Hubbard ran fast. He ran fast in that straight line.
We knew that, though.
Yeah, and we knew that, but that's what we knew. Is that good enough? Is that going to be what we need? What do you think on that?
So Chuba ran a 4.36 unofficially, and then somebody came out, pretty well-known, very well-respected person, said his 2 times were in the 4.5 range, which is a big difference from 4.36. I'm not worried about his speed. Chuba his calling card is he's a home run guy. He's going to pull away. He's a great track runner, and he's Canadian, Will. So there's automatically a leg up for being Canadian. And our northern boys love Chuba. They love Claypool. Chuba is not a good running back for the next level. In 2019, he ran through some magnificent running lanes. The zone scheme for Oklahoma State in 2019 was magnificent. They were busting off big plays left and right. And when you got a guy that runs 4.36 probably in the Big 12 where defense is optional, he's going to look really good. And if he had come out for the NFL before his senior year, we're talking a first-round running back. But instead, he stayed in school. COVID caught up to the whole country. And when he got on the field, he looked terrible. And we're talking all of the flaws that weren't showing up in 2019 because he had such a great amount of room to run. They weren't there. And you saw Chuba struggle to find running lanes, to break tackles, period. I mean, we're talking some of the lowest metrics you can see for breaking tackles or creating yards. And I don't hate Chuba. I just think that he was a better college running back than he's going to be at the next level, because it takes a lot more than being fast to be an NFL running back and a successful one. Yeah,
no, I agree. There's just other running backs that I think really have the potential. The top 3, particularly, I'm intrigued, and they don't involve him at all. So, Linda, please don't come after us. We love you. I know she loves.
At least we pronounced his name correctly as well.
Yes. Here's the thing about it. I think, and I haven't learned enough about this yet. I'm in the process of kind of transferring my understanding of college football into the pro game and seeing which players are going to stick around. But some of these players do just benefit we talked about earlier Henry Ruggs, just from a system, from everybody on your team being an All-American, or most of your team being the best of the best. And then when you get them, and then the NFL, you got best of the best too, but when you put them against people who are better in the NFL, they're not the same as they were in college. They're just not. And so I think some of these wide receivers and running backs are going to disappoint. And every year they do. And I saw a tweet the other day by somebody that just listed all those terrible running backs. Sony Michel was a first-round running back. I mean, even last year, Rashad Penny a couple years, just people have been drafted before better running backs. So, we'll see how it goes this year.
Right. And I'm not giving the first-round wide receivers last year or the early-round wide receivers last year that disappointed, Ruggs and Jalen Reagor, they might be your second or third year breakout candidates because they do still have a ton of talent. They still are dynamic athletes that you want to give the ball to in space. So I'm not writing off Ruggs. I'm buying low on him right now. Same with Reagor. I'm high on Reagor and Ruggs as second or third year breakouts. So I'm not giving up on them because they got too much talent to give up on just because they had a slow start. And Reagor was more due to injury.
Yeah, well, and the quarterback variance there too. Kind of terrible quarterbacking. And then when Jalen Hurts got in there, a little bit of stability got to the offense, but not the last game. They were just like, "Hey, let's lose this and get the coach
pack it in. We're done.
Come on."
Dougie's like, "I got a vacation to plan."
Let me just ask you a question. What do you think would have happened? Fans weren't there, right? I mean, I'm trying to remember. Were fans there in Philly? They were not.
No,
they would have done that.
Beer bottles,
Philly, there would have been a riot. I mean, that jail would have been in the stadium would have been overflowing. Rightly so, honestly. Twitter.
Dougie took the liberty because there was nobody to call him out.
I think so. Yeah, it was like one of those things where like no one's going to stop us because we're here all by ourselves, and there's no one here, and the fans are not going to boo us or throw batteries at us or snowballs or anything like that. So,
whatever they want.
Right, exactly. So let's transition to the ugly because there was some ugly. There was some not so great. Jamar Jefferson. Coming on. Who would you like to bring up that you particularly not so great reviews?
So I mean, I've only been playing Dynasty for a few years now, and so my evaluation of players, I'm more of a tape guy. I watched a lot of tape. Analytics just going to help. I mean, confirmation bias for me. Like if I look at analytics and it's like, oh yeah, I guess that does kind of say the same thing I saw. Jamar Jefferson, if we're talking overall analytics for me or watching tape, my evaluation skills are, I would say, above average, but not amazing. But when it comes to the Pac-12, I almost never miss because I watch every single Pac-12 game multiple times. I'm all up in the Pac-12. I'm a huge Oregon Ducks fan. And yes, Jamar Jefferson ripped us to shreds. It was a famous 200-yard rushing game in prime time, the Civil War. Everybody's watching Oregon State and Oregon. It's a rainy game, and Jamar Jefferson went off. And he had a great game. He had a great season. His stats jumped off the page. We're talking 8-game season. He rushed for 1,000 yards almost, scored 11 touchdowns or 10 touchdowns. He's off the charts numbers-wise. But when you watch the games, we're talking about a guy who's undersized, 5'9", 5'10", just barely over 200 pounds. Some guys thought that he was going to measure at 215 like he did. Like, again, the team listed him at 212 or whatever. I was like, there's no way this guy is much more than 200 pounds. And he's not fast. Like, even the big runs he ran against Oregon and Cal this year, he wasn't pulling from anybody. And if you're talking about a little running back like that, undersized, you're hoping the guy at the next level can show off something like a breakaway speed like Chuba Hubbard has, or receiving ability. Guy had almost no receiving volume in his entire career. He started as a freshman, never was a part of the passing game, and that's an offense in Oregon State that passes the ball a lot. And he got all the rushing work. We're talking 20, 30 carries a game, had put up great numbers, great volume. In Pac-12 defense is also optional.
Yeah.
And he jumped off the page. He got all the attention for the Oregon game. Well deserved. But at the next level, we saw him run a 4.55 as a little running back. His lateral agility's it's all right.
Yeah, it's there.
He's got good vision. He breaks a couple tackles, but he's not the bruiser. He's not the burner. We don't know what he is. He's not great at anything. And so everybody who's hyping him up for his huge numbers, I'm saying I didn't see it. I watched every single one of his games, and I never saw anything more than a good college running back. I saw, oh, he's good. But at the next level, that doesn't translate.
No. And there's other players who I would rather draft that are, Gainwell. I'd rather have him.
Gainwell.
Yeah.
You talk about somebody who's saying his name. Kenny Gainwell is absolutely what you're looking for in that same size range.
Right. In the size range.
You're talking 5'9", 5'10", just a hair over 200 pounds. You want the guy like Kenny Gainwell that is just dynamic. Like he can catch the ball, he can run the ball in space. He's going to break tackles too. And Memphis is a running back hotbed. And I love Kenny Gainwell because Tony Pollard came from Memphis. I mean, Benny's better than people think. He's been in that situation his whole career. We're talking about a Memphis, like Darrell Henderson, great athlete. Tony Pollard started over Darrell Henderson.
Antonio Gibson. I mean, we've named 3 running backs right there who can start or have started in the NFL. So, I mean, it's a little bit of a pipeline right now. If you want to,
it really is. And Kenny Gainwell might be one of the best ones out of Memphis.
Right.
That's a scary thought, but it's true. I've seen the guy play, and he's another one of those 2020 opt-outs that people kind of forgot about.
Well, let's talk about some other players who have not done themselves any favors. I see Kellen Mond threw a moonshot. A moonshot. I mean, it looked like it came down on another field next to the field.
So Kellen Mond, for everybody who did not see him throw his wild, blind 70-yard bomb to some guy who just ran out of nowhere and caught the ball. I mean, it was a good throw. Right. He wasn't watching where he was throwing it. He just rolled out to his left and chucked it as high and as far as he could, and his guy just went underneath it and caught it. It was a great throw. If you ever watch the guy play real football, you want to throw up. You need a bucket next to you because he is vomit inducing. He is epicac. He is not good, and Texas A&M gave him all the chances in the world to succeed. Like, he lit LSU up this last year, but LSU's defense was atrocious. He threw 6 or 7 touchdown passes against LSU. Well, he had guys running all over the field wide open, and he still threw a couple picks in that game too, if I'm not mistaken. It's Kellen Mond at the next level is a walking turnover. He's the next Daniel Jones. I said it right here.
No, you did. Well, you know what? I hate to break it to you, buddy, but we've been kicking it so fast and so amazing that we're up against the end of the show, and we really got to pimp some of this hot box, because
and the hand size.
And the hand
does
size
not require large hands to buy hot box.
Right. My hands are not large. Let me just tell you that they're not. They're regular sized. So they're like measure them. Yeah, they're one hot box, a little bit. Yeah, one hot box bottle. If we're gonna go from that's how tall they are.
Unit of measurement.
Yeah, you got to do it. So, but it's a great time because if you visit BigTimeFlavorCo.com today and you enter Chalk21 to receive 10% off of your order and your total, I just want you guys to know you can do that. It's a great place to go. You can get the taco season your Taco Tuesdays, which is a staple for Bo. And I do tacos all the time just to, not on Tuesday, just to mess with them. And then you can also get some of the dry rub. It's delicious. And then the staple, the hot box gourmet batch hot sauce, and it's got green on it. That's why you're getting to see through it here. And I'm invisible. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But please do patron my man Bo McBig Time. He is the man. Anything you want to add to that, good sir?
No, I mean it's been great to make this delicious food for people and send it all over the country and across international. We're shipping to Canada, a couple to the UK, and it's exciting because people give me feedback whether you hate it or love it. I want to hear it. Hear it. Sound it off. I got thick skin. Let me know.
Okay.
And you got to go and sign off.
Well, no, here's the thing. You have to. I'm gonna delay that. You have to go to BigTimeFlavorCo.com, HotboxBatch.com. You got to do it now. Go lock that in right now with the Chalk21 to get the 10% off. Real quick, we're gonna do just rapid fire as we leave. Baseball season. How do you feel?
I got all these like itchy rash. And a fever, like baseball fever.
You got it.
Doing random things in the house, breaking stuff. It's baseball season.
Just saying stuff like balk, that's a balk.
Balk.
Yeah, Yeah, I did a tweet of a guy choking another guy. I think it was Brian Mitchell choking a guy, and I said, when you tell someone you don't care about opening day, and they're just like, I used to love baseball, but my wife doesn't let me anymore. Pizza toppings, we're gonna go back and forth. Best topping. What's your best topping? Go.
Pepperoni, spicy Italian sausage, jalapenos, and hot box, of course.
I'm going to agree with you, and then add also banana peppers and red spicy peppers as well. Just got to mention Cooter because it's Cooter Doodle season. So she's awesome. She's
love
amazing.
You.
Yeah, we love Cooter Doodle. And watch out for the grandma though. Grandma Doodle, she'll get you. So
she's been following me since day one. I love FF Granny. Shout out FF Granny.
Shout out FF Granny. Love you. We'll be back next week. And we're working on some guests for next week and the weeks coming up here. We'll tease a little bit on Twitter. Thank you to everybody who checks us out. Please check out Bowman Big Time, BigTimeFlavorCoat.com, HotBoxBatch.com as well takes you there. I'm Scott, Nimble W Numbers, NimbleWNumbers.com, Fantasy Millionaires, FantasyMillionaires.com, all that great stuff. We will see you next Friday at 11. We are out. Peace.
This is my guest for next week.
Oh. You're funny. You're making me laugh. I like it. I know. I mean, we got to go though. I mean, it's just go. I know. I'm sorry.
I'm getting tired.
I know. Hold it there, and then we'll do this. We'll go.
It's the Worldwide Sports Radio Network.
Be fearless at MMA Long Island and Setuha Karate. Located at 28 Colt Court in Ronkonkoma, MMA Long Island is the martial arts school for you if you want to learn combat-proven techniques, build confidence, discipline, and self-esteem while learning real martial arts to fight back against bullies, predators, and peer pressure. MMA Long Island offers group and private lessons for all ages and levels in traditional Goju-Ryu karate, MMA, and self-defense. MMA Long Island is one of Long Island's most affordable martial arts schools. There are no promotion, belt, or membership fees, and family discounts are available. All classes are taught by 7th degree black belt Sensei John Benedict with over 30 years teaching experience. So whether you want to get in the ring or protect yourself and your family, MMA Long Island can help you reach your goals. Visit MMALongIsland.com. That's MMALongIsland.com or call or text 516-381-9660. That's 516-381-9660.
Do current market conditions have you nervous? Our experienced team of financial professionals at Heritage Harbor Financial Associates understands that no two investors are alike. We all have different goals, needs, and appetites for risk. That's why the one-size-fits-all approach does not work, especially when planning for retirement. At Heritage Harbor Financial Associates, we analyze your unique investment style so that you can work toward your individual retirement goals on your terms. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates can help you take steps to reach your retirement goals by providing a wide array of financial products to fit your needs, even for the risk adverse. Give us a call at 631-331-6599 to learn more or to set up an appointment with one of our financial professionals. You can also find us on the web at hhfa.org or on Facebook at facebook.com/hhfa.org. Our number again is 631-331-6599. That's 631-331-6599. Investments in stock, bonds, and mutual funds and variable annuities are not FDIC insured and are subject to fluctuation in value and market risk, including loss of principal. Heritage Harbor Financial Associates offers securities through AXA Advisors LLC, New York, New York. Member FINRA, SIPC. Annuity and insurance products offered through AXA Network LLC.
Edward Lehman has been a trusted insurance advisor for over 16 years with insurance solutions for auto, home, commercial, life, and retirement. He's located at 54 Sunnyside Boulevard, Suite H in Plainview. That's just 1,000 feet south of 495. Local agent, local advice. The time to think about insurance is before you need it. So do yourself a favor and before you pay your next insurance bill, give Ed and his team a call, 516-935-3900, or visit him online at www.allstate.com/EL. Edward H. Lehman Insurance is your trusted insurance advisor.